All right, we're recording.
We're recording. What's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good.
That's what's up. Having a good day?
So far, so good. Can't complain.
Okay, so what are we on right now?
I don't know.
You tell me you on Melanin.
Oh, Uncut Melanin.
Right. So.
Gmail, uncutmelanin@gmail.com.
So what we uncutting today? What's the main topic today?
I don't know. Can that still play and look at the list I sent you? Do you remember the thing I sent?
No.
Episode 1. We're gonna work it out.
True. My weekend was hella busy.
Oh yeah, what'd you do?
I was in a wedding.
You was in a wedding.
Yeah. People uniting to be one.
Weddings are nice, man.
For sure.
You gotta get dressed up.
Gotta smell good.
And smell good.
Keep a smile on your face.
Did you keep a smile on your face?
Sometimes.
Oh, that's good.
You know. But for the most part, it wasn't even about me. It was just like witnessing all that it takes for that type of particular union.
Yeah. How many weddings you been to in your whole life?
About 8. Most of them when I was younger. This is probably my second wedding being as an adult.
Really?
Yeah. So, just watching close friends get married compared to like family and it's different because I experienced them being together, spending time with them, laughing and traveling with them. So I think it gives you a different insight on their relationship compared to other people. Where it was like my family, you never really saw them heavy together until the time that they
because you were a kid.
Right.
You stay out of grown folk business.
Right. So, yeah, they look hella happy. And that's like the biggest part. Because sometimes I look at certain people's weddings and they look like they're more, like kind of not forced, but it's like more heavy on one side. And sometimes mostly the women, this is my day, etc. But it was just.
It was both of them?
It was like,
that's good.
You know.
Aww.
Like 2 real friends getting together. So,
you want to get married one day?
One day, yeah. But I got to be with somebody that not necessarily has to be exactly like me, but matches me in various ways that is beneficial for us to last throughout any bullshit. Because I think that's the biggest thing. Like if we don't match in that way, I think so many trivial things that happen in the process of being together can mess it up easier. So if you can find somebody that matches you with certain things that you know is going to be a long-lasting bond throughout any kind of bullshit, that's what I want. If I can't find that, nah.
I feel like once you have a few things in common with somebody, and like conflict resolution, like how you handle when shit gets hard, because conflict's gonna come up. 2 people.
Always.
But how you handle conflict, like if you talk about shit when it happens, if you like, you know, I want to get married, but I tell everybody I want to have my own room.
You want to have your own room?
I want my own room.
That's like that presidential shit, because I think most of the presidents, they never sleep in the same room as their wives.
I know in House of Cards, they said, they had.
Yeah, so I was wondering, like, just how, like, watching the best presidential era, which is Obama, so much melanin was rocking through that building. But other than, I mean, that's probably the most presidential situation that I watched, and they was always lovey-dovey. I don't see them
like not sleeping
in the same room.
Yeah, a little weird.
But
I can see the Bushes though.
Yeah, you know, I can see that. I can see Trump. You don't even have to tell me.
Yeah,
the minute I seen her slap his hand.
She wasn't even in the same building at one point.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I was. She ain't in love with no Trumpy. Not Mr. Grab him by the pussy.
I know. Disrespectful ass. Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm sure, even though whatever everything they had planned together, just knowing the things that he said, she probably cringed off like, damn, I gotta still match him. I still gotta front like I'm still in love with him. Or she probably never was in love with him, but
How much you in love with him?
the minute he was saying that he was running for president,
He was a come up.
yeah, he was a come up, but damn, he did too much. She was like, damn, I thought we was gonna just be rocking.
I know,
president?
Freaking first lady of the United States
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
Fully exposed.
I wonder what her story is like. That would be a good movie. She's from like.
That good movie. That'll be a perfect guest on the podcast.
I know, right?
Right?
Eastern Europe.
Y'all not gonna believe who we got today.
What's her name again? Melania.
Melania. What's going on, Melania? Hello.
Is that how she gonna talk?
Yeah. The funniest shit, like, if that accent was just bullshit the whole time, and then she comes in here just like
all Americanized and shit.
Like, cause you would think that'd be like the perfect disguise,
Right.
so that she wouldn't have to deal with the extra shit. Cause I don't think she ever wanted to be in the spotlight.
I definitely do not want to be the first lady of the United States.
Exactly, but then to front being married and doing all that, you know, you got to have a certain prowess about you to even be in the spotlight like that. A certain type of intelligence.
Yeah.
I think that's important too. I want my spouse to be intelligent enough that we can communicate, and it's a sufficient amount of time and ways that you don't get bored with that person.
Shit. I know.
Because I think that's another thing that happens when you can't communicate well. Or then some people tend to stop communicating even on the lowest level. You just get into this super routine.
Yeah.
That, you know, it's like a blur. I don't want to have that fake thing going on with our marriage. No way. It's probably like fantasize shit. Like, yeah, y'all want this, I want that, but I would really like to be able to communicate with my spouse.
Yeah, be able to like just be on the same vibe. Like have that once everybody's on the same, once you get in the flow.
Mm-hmm.
I so that's one of the best things about a relationship is when you both get you get into a flow and you just
Right. Because I think it's definitely you physically get attracted to them by what you see, but then physical attributions can go to the backside if you can't even talk to the person that you're supposed to be so physically attracted to that you have to see day in, day out.
And there's no conversation.
Yeah, and if it is, it's bare minimum. I go to Walmart and say, "What's up? Hello, how you doing? You know, what do you want?"
What's good?
Yeah, but can I really want to talk to you? Not. Everything has to be a deep dive.
Yeah.
But just enjoying and just being with somebody and talking to them is important to me, and I would hope to the person that. So initially, if we meet, we're gonna have to deep dive about what we communicate with, bringing your conversation to different levels, and seeing if that's there, you know. Now in the past, you know, somebody was fine and we laughed a little bit.
That was it.
Hey, let's start a relationship. What's up? But now, the one thing that truly bothered me just being in a relationship that failed and seeing how it is to live with somebody, which is another experience that I think is very important. Being able to live with somebody.
Yeah, boy.
It's a test. You know, the blueprint before was that you would live with the person after you got married, but I'm not following any blueprint. I would prefer to live with somebody and see how we are together in a space, or actually spend a significant amount of time with each other to know that we can be in a space like that and function.
Yeah.
Some people need space.
That's
a lot of space. I don't blame you if that's what you want, and the person that you do get married to is okay with that. Cool, but then there's people that do not want any space. Like, I'm stuck to you like glue.
But I get like that sometimes, you know.
Right. But there's people that doesn't want it, that sometimes is not existent at all. So
yeah, it can be a lot
heavy for some people. I mean, I like it, but not like stuck to me all 24/7. Like, nah, we could be 5 feet away from you sometime.
5 feet? A whole 5 feet?
Yeah. 5 feet's not that far. Pull out the ruler, measure it out, probably the size of this Romanian carpet you got here.
Oh, shoot. I don't even know where this carpet is from.
Doesn't matter, looks good. But yeah, have you been married before?
I haven't, no.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
I've not been married before. I lived with someone before, but...
Your parents were married?
My parents were not married.
Nah.
Were your parents married?
Nah. So there goes a big factor too. Not being in a household with parents that remain together, one, and then not being in a household with parents that were married. Now you get your perspective of marriage from bits and pieces of what you see.
Yeah.
Then to try to build for yourself of what you want in a marriage.
Yeah.
Because I think it's so different if you grew up in a household with married parents, then you have your first perspective of what you would want as a marriage.
Yeah.
Compared to watching the Bill Cosby show. Probably not a good topic. But the actor in the Cosby show, yeah. It seemed like, oh, that looks dope. It's kind of how I wanted, you know.
What?
You know, affection, laughter, real parenting, making money together. I think it's important, but bits and pieces is difficult. But it's not. Because many people get married and never had that real.
I can't remember the last wedding I've been to to say if those people are still together.
But you have a couple of friends that have been married.
Yeah, but not close friends.
Not close friends.
No.
Yeah.
I actually do. Yeah, my best friend was married.
See, that's what I was getting to. I was like, how many friends have you, or people that you know that have been married? And next thing I would be like, well, divorce rate is high. Like, are they somebody that are examples of what you would want?
I don't know.
And I think that's, like, even today, we live where 2019, the easiest thing for people to do is back out of relationships compared to a lot of relationships I see back in the past.
Yeah, well, back in the past, there was like a lot of financial reasons that people were together.
Right.
You know, like people now, and then gender roles have changed so much. Where back in the day, it was like strictly the women cleaned and cooked and did all the took care of the home, really.
Right.
And the men went to work. And
even
now,
if they didn't like each other, it was like, here, this person's coming.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And she's like, she ain't got no money. Women didn't have a way to earn money. Like, it was very difficult for them.
Right. Well, I met a couple, right? They were so infatuated with each other when they got married. And the wife said that it had plateaued like probably 30 years in. But she said that it's impossible to give up on somebody that you started so well with. If this person is well enough, the person that you care for and you did it for a good reason, there has to be space for you to be able to find something to rekindle or just really make that bond not such of a bother and something to do, but actually try to make it and rebuild.
Yeah.
So if it's worth it, you will do it.
I mean, I can imagine, 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in my 30s. I can imagine being with somebody
for that long.
That long. Like, I mean, not that it's like, I don't think it's impossible, but it's like to have somebody fully commit to me and me fully commit to them. Right. And know that for real.
Well, I've been with somebody that was for almost 10 years, if you really look at it, how we were. a lot of things changed. I think because we were younger when it happened, and building on certain things, just it can fall off, you know.
Yeah.
If you're not really pushing to make it work, and I guess the point where I'm at now was through the lessons of that relationship. So it all depends, but some people get married mad young and it lasts. I was in the elevator with the people yesterday, and it was like, oh, the wedding looks so amazing.
Yeah.
I said, well, we about to do our, I think, 15-year anniversary. So, I don't know.
Wow.
Can happen.
Yeah, I mean, I know this couple that they met and they knew each other when they were teenagers, and they're still together.
Yeah.
And they're like...
But I'm a fun person, so another thing is that I want to have fun with this person. They ain't just, we fucking married. And I know financial comes into it, but I do want to be with somebody that I enjoy doing things with, you know, being intimate, traveling, all the good shit.
Yeah. And somebody don't mind having people over. I like to entertain.
Right.
You know.
Or that too, and when to leave out of situations that we could be together too. Entertainment and having people around is wonderful because, and I don't think we talked about it, but like the same thing with marriage. I want to have the people that's in my marriage that's going to be involved in my life. You know, we have so many people invited to a marriage, and probably that'll be the last time they ever see you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I invited you.
Years,
yeah. But for me, I always wanted, or I've slowly got to the point where I would rather people be at my wedding that I know will be involved. If we don't communicate very well, or we at a bad point in our lives, I would have those selective amount of people that I put in my wedding, them to give the same effort to be involved, to put some input in there that's gonna help us. Not every input is gonna be the solving answer to your problem.
You have to listen to everyone.
Or you don't know all the details of it,
but people that have a vested interest and like that want to see you do well.
Exactly.
You know, have a good solid circle around you.
So that's important in my selection of the people I would invite to my wedding, because some have 200. You know, the big celebrities be having 500 guests, and it's like,
that's a lot.
Why? But that's another topic.
That's pomp and circumstance.
Right. That's, you know, who wants to look, you know. But that's another subject. But it's definitely somebody you want to be around. So what else is on the topic? Marriage is big.
Marriage is big.
Yeah, definitely. What's the longest relationship you done had? Because before marriage, there's a whole bunch of ins and outs of relationships. Some few, some many.
The longest relationship, I think I was on and off with this guy for about 10 years.
10 years.
But like, I mean, in total, it was probably about 5 years.
Okay.
And that's the most, when I think longest, that's what I think of. Longest consistent is probably with the father of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
We were together for maybe 3 or 4 years.
And would you say that you was in love with those people?
With the guy that I was on and off with, definitely. The father of my kids, I think I grew to love him.
So would you say that if you're getting married, would you have to be in love with that person?
Definitely.
Definitely have to be in love, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Seems like that's very important. Some people are not.
Because that's like, I'm saying that when you have that spark, you have that flow with someone, it's different. Like you just know.
So your perspective of being in love is the flow with somebody that is.
Yeah, somebody that gets you and you get them, and like you can trust them, and you know, and like you said, you can see every day and not be bored or annoyed or like, you know.
Right. Most definitely. I see a lot of, I mean, sticking on the same subject, but a lot of celebrities that I assume are in love for sure. Like I believe Jay and B are.
I think they're in love.
Yeah, I think so. Not everybody you see in the spotlight, social media, or on TV, I look at it, I'm like, nah, there's something else to it. Can't think of who else. But it was somebody Ludacris and his wife.
How long they been together?
Mm-hmm.
A long time?
Yeah, I think Luda been tucked in, but, for him, at one point, he was like, in the spotlight, because they are celebrities, so a lot of them don't show that they're in, like, major relationship where,
Yeah. But I think I've heard that he's been with her for a long time.
Yeah.
There's a few of them that's, like Will and Jada.
Yeah, Will and Jada, I believe they're in love for sure.
Yeah, definitely in love, like...
Yeah, I think, hands down, Jada was my crush. I was like, yeah.
Well, Big Will Smith is definitely still
And she's aged very well.
Yeah, she did. She looks beautiful. She's gorgeous.
I seen busy clips of their podcast.
Oh, I watched the Red Table?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Red Table Talk. That's my shit. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, that's smooth.
I was just watching the one the other day talking about narcissist personality disorder, narcissism.
Yeah.
And the lady was like, how to deal with people, how to recognize it, and how to deal with them. And
have you dealt with that?
Definitely, like in my own family.
Yeah, like what?
Like people there's like different kinds of narcissists, and so like one of them is the one that's so helpful to everybody, but they're so helpful, but it's really all about them.
Right.
That kind of person. Or like...
Well, that person wants... I think I know what you're talking about. Maybe wrong, but like they want the notification that they're doing a lot for somebody.
Exactly.
And if they don't get it,
yeah,
they're probably going to either do it more or let somebody know, look what I'm doing.
Look what I'm doing, yeah. And they're not even appreciating me, like them people, right?
Well, that's kind of scary. Like, that's the shit that be like, yo, all right, I saw you. Let me be the one to tell you, like, thank you. You know what I mean? But...
And then the other kind is the ones that like always, like you always walk away feeling just like drained,
right?
Somebody like just like they just, it's when you're talking to them, you can't get a word in about you.
Yeah.
Like they just talking about themselves all the time.
Yeah.
And if you bring something up, then they change the subject, or like
or divert right back to what they was talking about.
Right.
That could be heavy for sure.
And then there's a few
not somebody
others.
I'm trying to get in a relationship with.
Exactly. Oh my God.
No, I'm good.
There's a few others, but like she's basically said, like the people that actually have the narcissistic personality disorder, it's about between 2 and 4% of the population.
Yeah.
But there are people that are not that extreme that have these little. Everybody knows somebody that can't stop talking about themselves.
True.
Everybody knows somebody. It's like. And it's like the people that like they aren't even aware that they're doing it, kind of thing.
But when it becomes like extremely repetitive and the characteristics that you see in them are just so specific, you're like, yeah, narcissist right there.
Right there.
You got
Everything's about them.
Yeah. But then I guess that can go into some good traits too. Like somebody's a narcissist at just pushing themselves to a place that is beyond them, and only thing that they can notice is pushing themselves and like that, like blocking out certain shit.
Yeah.
So I think it's good and not necessarily bad, but it can be, heavy on people that you're communicating with or dealing with.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I think there's a difference between like I think narcissists just they lack empathy, so they're not able to. You'd be like, damn, my grandma died. It's like, oh yeah, what you doing on Friday?
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of like
bypass stuff.
Right, yeah, and they're not doing it on purpose, you know. So even if it's, I see like they say a lot of CEOs and stuff are psychopaths.
Yeah.
So they said it goes like psychopath, sociopath, narcissist.
Yeah.
And that
that is true.
You guys can see my hands, but
I think you need a bit of certain particular pieces of things are important to build a person to a certain a place in their lives or who they are.
Yeah.
But I guess to be good at a particular thing, you need to have that balance, and certain things that people do or say, that balance ain't there, and then you just see that part.
Yeah.
Right. So, and even in relationships, people that are narcissists are good at hiding their ability,
their tendencies,
their narcissist abilities. So they're like, you working, you doing what you got to do for your relationship, and enjoying each other, and then later on, maybe those characters have always been there, but because they're pushing, or I don't want to call it a mirage of a relationship, but a lot of people don't give their all to that person that they like. So slowly but later on, you see the narcissistic characteristics that people have, and that can break down a relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
So I probably practice being more true to whoever I am, to the person that I'm feeling. And if that feeling ends up being something real, later on you can't say, yo, you changed on me.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep this thing going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's important too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you your narcissistic ability. That'll be a next episode.
Oh, I'm a narcissist. I think we can all be a little bit narcissistic sometimes, but I don't think I'm a narcissist. I definitely have empathy.
Empathy is good.
Yeah, people sometimes to a fault, but or is that the narcissist? All the things I do for people.
Well, I think I do got it. Might be.
Maybe.
It might.
Listen, there's so much information out there these days. Like, it's so easy to access stuff. People, I always think
everything.
Like, I was like, damn, is this me?
You know
Am I
what?
like that?
It sucks. But even with my son, I'll talk to him, and then I'll repeat and continue to repeat maybe a question that he asks me, and he won't get it. And I'll be like, listen, if you don't see where I'm coming from, don't just stick to what I told you. Google it. And I use it a lot now, but because you have access to so much stuff, it is a great way to do it.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to actually also communicate with your kid on what you know, the knowledge that you know first, before you shoot them to Google, because you know how you go into Google, you
Things
start there,
pop up,
and then you start here, start there, and it's everywhere.
Yeah, man.
So a lot of information is good, but it's definitely information that you're going to be...
You gotta filter it out.
Right.
And explain things to them.
Yeah, 2019, 2020 is almost here. And
technology is...
every day we see it.
Yeah. That's serious, real
Hey,
talk.
it's important too. Like, the more information that's out there, the more things that people look at, it changes the format of what we even started this podcast on.
Yeah.
Marriage is so affected by social media.
Listen, that's
right?
just by people meet people online. I've
Straight
met
up.
a few of my boyfriends online.
See, I can only say one person that I actually met online that we actually even went past a relationship. But I met her first, and then we communicated more online. So I don't think that even matches. But meeting somebody online, I don't even think that's my thing. I think it's me meeting somebody in various locations.
Like organically, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But being that you experienced it, has it been a good run?
Yeah, I mean...
I know you're still running now, but yeah.
One of my most favorite relationships was this guy. The first guy I met him online. And...
right?
And we were together for 2.5, maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
And Yeah, it was good. That's my American boy.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So you said American boy. Is that? Have you dated more people from America, or have you dated more people that's from the island?
I think I definitely dated more people from the Caribbean, but
Yeah.
there was 2 or 3 American boys in there.
I'm trying to see. I think marriage is still a big thing for people from the West Indies too.
Oh, yeah.
That's always.
Oh, listen, all my cousins in Trinidad married.
Yeah, it's
Listen.
very still big compared to, how they call it, foreign life,
Yankee,
American life.
They call it Yankee.
Right. Where everything is falling apart in that perspective, but Ireland, they still.
They get married and they stay married. I don't know. If I do get married, fine. I'll be happy to have somebody, but I mean, right now I'll be okay. That's the furthest thing from my mind right now.
Yeah. I see it. Totally understand.
And if I find the one.
That's what it is. It was like, yeah, I gotta find
the one. Well, not a one. It could be. I know there's probably 6,000 ones that
6,
could match up with me.
Well, how many people are populated here in the world?
It's 7 billion now.
7 billion.
Right.
The number keeps on going up. So, I mean, if you filter out,
I feel 7,000 ones.
Check it. If it was as easy as tapping on a filter.
Mm-hmm.
And finding your
specific. Zillow. Oh my God, do you ever use Zillow and look at houses?
I tapped on Zillow one time to see how it was.
That's my hobby.
Yeah, so if you could filter out your 100 selective.
Yeah, what you want.
Possible people that you could be with, and it's worthwhile. You'd be like, yeah, but true aspects of relationship is that you probably really have to go out there to find that person that's going to work out for you.
Yeah.
And if it gets to that point that you feel that feeling of getting married, which people get married off rip.
Yeah.
Met the person on Saturday. I think I really want to marry this person on Tuesday. I've never felt that.
Yeah.
But it happens.
Yeah.
I think it happens a lot in Vegas than anywhere in the world. But I don't know, it happens.
Yeah.
That's that love at first sight. Have you had that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. That's what's up.
I have. I
Me
think
too.
the guy I was with off and on for however long, 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't meet him online. I met him at a traffic light. And my friend had just got a car, and I was driving her car. Or she was driving her car, and he pulled up next to me, and he was in a Benz.
Mm-hmm.
I was like...
That's what's up.
And then he turned and looked at me, and I smiled at him. And he was like, pull over. I was like, okay.
Yeah. And he got you.
Yeah, he got out. We exchanged numbers, and it was a wrap. Yeah.
Right. I don't think my story was like that, but I have met somebody that was like straight up whoa, I'm feeling this person off rip, and I think I made a little corny line that she was going through some shit and she was mad, but I was like, or I assumed that she was mad, and I was like, you mad at me?
Mm-hmm.
Started cracking up because I just caught her off guard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, 5 minutes of conversation was heavy, like we had already been on each other. And, I mean, if that was possible to have been, to marry somebody off quick, I think that'd be the feeling that I got from her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's possible out there.
It is.
Now the statistics of the people have done that and how long they lasted, I would love to know that number, but
yeah, I'm sure it's probably people get that shit annulled. Man, like wake up the next morning in Vegas, what the fuck did I just do?
Yeah, it was good while it lasted. I know there was a celebrity that got annulled pretty well. It's plenty, but Kim. Remember Kim got married to the dude The basketball player. He was playing for New Jersey Nets.
Oh, for 70 days or whatever.
Yeah, and then shit was like, other than her and Ray J video, that was like big for her. Like,
Yeah.
she was getting married. She had the show already. The show was big as hell for the wedding.
I kind of feel like all a stunt.
Yeah.
And I think it was too much for that boy. He was like, y'all crazy.
And he got the effects of the Kardashian effect, because he was alright as a player. The minute after that, like, I never heard from dude. Like,
For real.
man, you should have stuck to your career. You making money, and you were relatively big too, so you could have been doing your thing.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, it's cold outside.
Well,
Wow.
Florida cold.
Florida cold.
Right? What is it, like 68? We take that as a blizzard over here. Like, we got our coats.
Everybody got their
long
jackets
socks.
and stuff.
Yo, we freezing.
But for me, as long as I know the sun's out, I put on my flip-flops.
Yeah. That's that coat, long pants, and we got flip-flops, Florida
Flip-flops
weather.
on. But it's so funny. It was like 70 degrees the other day.
Yeah.
And this lady had on full-on, like, boots and a coat and, like, just want to get dressed up, you
Then
know?
I called my sister in New York. She's like, oh, it's brick. I'm like, just like 30 degrees. I'm like, yo, all right, you keep that over there.
I'm
good.
telling you.
Yeah.
I do not like it.
Still cuddle season.
Yeah, Florida. It's a
Yes.
nice little change because it was like 90-something degrees the other day.
Swear.
Yeah.
Time to bundle up and enjoy whoever you with and catch you some the new thing is Disney Plus and chill.
Disney Plus.
Netflix is out the picture when the weather comes. It's end of the year, get your Disney Plus, enjoy, have a good drink. If you smoke and find somebody you enjoy being around with.
Cuddle.
That's
Cuffing
right.
season.
Cuffing season, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was the trend for the summer? Hot girl season. They wasn't even having it. Hot girl summer felt to me like, I don't need no nigga. I don't need them at all.
That's what it felt like.
That's what it felt like. They was out here telling like, no, not for me.
Oh.
No, I'm good. For people, I think a lot of people felt like, yeah, that's what the...
You were like, don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted. That wasn't for me. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Shout out to the hot girls. You know, I feel
Why do
you.
you feel like I didn't even know what the hot girl summer was about. I don't know what's with these kids doing these things.
I mean, because there's always been like women doing their own thing, being self-sufficient. But I think for me, whenever I heard the hot girl summer, I felt like it was more like, yo, you paid me, nigga, to come spend with me, and I'm the one that is top shit, which there's nothing wrong with it, but I think it was just being pushed as if they needed nothing from a dude, and this is what it was. But I think that's been going on for a minute. Like, there was always that, you know, and I grew up when it was like you wanted to have a union with one another. Like that 90s music was so different. Like, you know, 90s music was so different where it was like the female was so bad that his friends would sing with you for you to want her, right? And now music is so different when it came to the 2000s where it was like, I'm independent, I don't want it, I don't need you, right? So, but that's what the hot girl summer was. But now summer's over, it's cuffing season, and people trying to, you know, chill for the holidays, enjoy each other's space.
Yeah, you have plans for the holidays?
Plans, not necessarily, you know, but we got a lot of open space for things to happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be in Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dallas is nice.
I'm waiting going to Dallas for 3 weeks. I'll be back on the 5th.
Dallas is nice.
Yeah,
Where in Dallas?
Garland.
Garland.
Yeah.
I stopped in Dallas after I left Vegas, so that was like a good 20 minutes. So
Everybody in Dallas is nice.
I've been in Dallas for 20 minutes. Yeah, so.
But it's really nice. I mean, it's still obviously still a red state, but Dallas is nice.
Is Florida a red state?
No, Florida's been purple. It's always like a swing state.
True. Yeah, you let me know how Dallas goes. Send me some pictures. I'll probably hit there one time so I could, listen to the Joe Budden podcast. I always hear them talking about that's their best place to stop when it comes to events, and I think they did their show there too. So
yeah, I saw Erykah Badu there perform there. Yeah, it was nice. She always does perform. That's where she's from.
That's Badu. Yeah, she's magical.
She is.
So I hear.
I really like her. Oh man.
Listen, it's been a great conversation. I don't even know how long we've been on air.
We're at 40 minutes.
40 minutes. See, like sometimes when you don't even know how long you've been talking.
We're gonna get it together.
Yeah.
It's gonna be more organized, but we're still gonna post it.
Yeah, why not? I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Uncut Melanin.
And I'm pretty sure we got some more episodes for y'all. More in depth in other topics. We just hit the marriage topic and see what our views is on there.
All right. And we will holler at you next week.
Definitely.
After I come back from Trinidad.
Trinidad, yeah. We have a whole topic of things to talk about there too. Trinidad sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Peace out.